Hello and welcome to the Swift Motorsports Hyperdrive Cup Series live at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We got a race coming up for you tonight. 104 laps around Indy for the drivers over here in the Hyperdrive Cup Series. And this is going to be race number 8 on the season here for the Hyperdrive Cup Series at Swift Motorsports. I'm trying to count and looking and counting and talking at the same time and watching cars go around. And I think Nation 01 in the chat there can tell you that that's a little confusing from time to time. But I think we'll get it figured out. It's good to be back in a broadcast booth on Thursday nights here, and a lot of fun. We're over the halfway point now into the season, and that's counting the 5 chase races at the end. So we are on race number 8. That's one past the halfway point here, or well, actually a half a race past the halfway point on the season. And we have seen some good racing. But we've also seen a little bit of dominance coming out of one particular driver, that 51. Driver number 51, Michael Mueller. Dominant car this season. But we have a bunch of fast guys in a competitive series. And we've had a couple others jump in and grab some wins themselves. One of them, the 30 car, Justin Gann. Your Chicagoland winner this season. Gann will be a driver to keep an eye on here in the Hyperdrive Cup Series. This car on pit road right here, the 09, that's going to be Andre Ruiz. Another driver fast everywhere we show up. And he'll be a driver to keep an eye on tonight as well. I think I'm going to vote Nation 01 comes in and sings the intro music. I don't think he'll take me up on the challenge, though. We talked about Gann. He's sitting on pit road, too. He's number 1 on the leaderboard here at Indianapolis today. So that 30 car is going to be fast and one to look out for. Another car is this 01 right here, Cody Sleeper, 3rd on the speed charts. Draft will play a factor, especially down the straightaways here at Indianapolis, and that'll be interesting to watch how they pass. I know you can set a guy up in the corner and catch him on corner exit. Try to get a little bit better run through the corner, and then catch him on exit and get a run underneath them on the straightaway here. But Indianapolis can be a little bit tricky to pass. I do expect to see some single file racing. You can see how loose the car is off the corner. 01 getting sideways, and I just watched somebody behind him spin around. So the car is definitely going to get loose in the corners here. That will be something to keep an eye on. We are watching practice right now, in case I didn't tell anyone. We got about 4 minutes of practice left, and then we're going to do, about 5 minutes of qualifying, a couple minutes for a driver's meeting, and then we're going to go racing for 104 laps, I believe I said. Yes, 104 laps is what we'll go racing for here at Indianapolis, and I'm looking at the schedule now. Got some good racetracks coming up. Next week will be a good one in Darlington. And you can check out the schedule for this series over at swiftmotorsports.com. I got a link in the YouTube stream. So you can click on it, click on the Cup Series, take a look at the point standings, the schedule, anything you want. And looking at the points right now, it's this driver right here, top of the board. 5 wins this season out of 7 races. 6 top 5 finishes. He's got about a 38-point lead on the 3-car Roy Fernandez. And we're looking at the speed charts. That 51 car's currently in practice, sitting at around the 8th position. And we'll go through and click on the cars if I can find them on the track here, of their respective points positioning, and I don't see. I don't see second place in points, so we'll go to 3rd place in points right here. That's going to be the driver of that 28 machine, Andrew Morass. Morass able to knock off a win. This season, and he's got 5 top 5 finishes. And he's only about a point behind Roy Fernandez for that 2nd spot right there. So Andrew Morass sitting 3rd on the speed charts. Going to be a driver to keep an eye on here at Indianapolis. And we're going to find who I believe to be... I know Morass is a teammate with Mueller, and I think that 4th and 5th in points might be too. So let's look for our next driver in points. This car right here, the 56 car, John Wimbish. John currently sitting in the 4th place in the point standings. John is 16th on the practice chart right here so far. So he's going to have to pick that up just a little bit. Yeah, he'll have to pick it up a little bit on the speed chart here if he's going to be fast in Indy, but these practice speeds with a draft like this, I don't think they matter as much. Not really, Hal. You can probably hear it in my voice. Wish I was, but still a little bit under the weather. I have to stop and clear my throat a few times. So we are just about ready to go into qualifying. As you can see, 20 seconds, 18 seconds left in practice right here. And after we get out of qualifying, we'll go to a short driver's meeting, and then we'll go racing. And while they're doing a driver's meeting after qualifying, I will go over the starting order. And then we will go racing. In that order. That's what we're shooting for anyway. So, Hal, if you're still watching, buddy, I don't know if you've seen it or not, but Nation's doing intro music now. I told him he has to come in and start singing it before the races start. And we'll see how we get with that. We might run a few more people off. But I do want to thank each and every one of you that tune in to the Swift Motorsports Hyperdrive Cup Series on Thursday nights. It's a fun series to broadcast. These guys, they're very competitive, and you see very few cautions in this series, which is really amazing. You have 30 drivers week in and week out competing for 12 spots in a chase. I believe it's 12. Yeah, I took my shot of chlorine yesterday, didn't I, Nation? So you got drivers competing that hard to score the points here and to get good finishes week in and week out. But to be able to do it so cleanly is really impressive, and it's really awesome to watch these races when they're that clean. And we're going to try to, we've got to set up our timing and scoring, but we'll try to get on board with a couple of these guys or close on board here. That ain't on board, but maybe we'll try a different way, and there we go. And we'll even put who we're in the car with. Right now, we're in the car with that. We're in the 18 car of KC Duncan. So we're watching KC Duncan's 18 car qualify at Indianapolis here today. Man, that's crazy how much speed these cars are carrying through the corner. You don't see the RPMs dropping much, but coming out of that final turn, going down this long front straightaway at Indianapolis. 188 miles an hour, 87 miles an hour off into turn 1 here. And you can see how loose the car is. Duncan currently 12th on the speed charts, but when he drove it down into 1, right in the middle of the corner, you could see the steering wheel go back to the right. So that's just going to show how loose these cars will get here. He's going to take another lap as he's 15th on the speed charts. So we'll watch him through the opposite end of the racetrack here. You can see the car's really tight getting into the corner. And then on the exit, it's just a little more wishy-washy. We'll use that as our word, wishy-washy. So lap number 2 is going to leave KC Duncan right around the 17th position with about a minute and a half left in qualifying. So we're on board right now with Tommy Haynes in the 17. Haynes in the top 5 in points, I believe. Driver that was fast last week. I suspect him. We were at Iowa last week, if I'm not mistaken. No, Daytona, actually. We were at Iowa the week before that. I know the 17 led a lot of laps, though, at Daytona. And I'm thinking he's going to want to make Indianapolis one of his real strong showings here. So watching Tommy Haynes put a lap down, we're going to see where it lands him on the speed charts, and he's going to go to the top 10 actually. So Tommy Haynes right to the 10th spot in qualifying. Wishy-washy nation, you know all about that. So now we're on board with the 8th place driver. That's going to be Jarrett Lipstrewer in the 99. He is currently sitting 8th on the speed charts with about 35 seconds left to go in qualifying. We'll see if he can get another lap in, or if that lap's any better than his 8th place run. I think he's just going to wash this one off with 20 seconds left. Corey Cook at the end of pit road here, and that's pretty much going to do it in for qualifying, it looks like. 09 Andre Ruiz still on the racetrack. Ruiz really fast in practice, going to be a car to keep an eye on here at Indianapolis, and I don't think he's going to get this lap done before time runs out, and he don't. And that is going to end it for qualifying, and we're going to start lining up. Find a car that's lit up here on my screen, and we'll get on that car. And first we're going to take a look at the starting grid, and number 1 in practice, he's going to back that up with number 1 in qualifying, and that number 1 will be the 30 car, Justin Gann. So congratulations to Justin on the pole position here today at Indianapolis, and good luck to you, buddy. Starting P2, you're going to see Jason Wells in the 64. Going off the grid third tonight is going to be the 77 of Doug Neal, and his outside and fourth will be the 28 of Andrew Morass. Starting fifth tonight, watch him. 5 wins on the season. It'll be the 51 of Michael Mueller, and his outside and sixth is going to be the 01 of Cody Sleeper. Starting seventh here at Indianapolis, you'll see the 32 of Darren Clement, and his outside and eighth is going to be that number 99 of Jarrett Lipstrewer. Starting ninth is Mike Franklin's Black Rifle Coffee Company, number 82. And his outside and 10th is going to be the 17 of Tommy Haynes. Starting 11th here, we'll have the 91 of Blair Patterson. to Blair's outside, and 12th is going to be that number 88 of Steve Lowell. Starting 13th will be the 21 of Brandon Freeze, and his outside, and 14th is going to be the number 13 of Cody Mcfadden. Starting 15th, John Wimbish in the 56, and his outside, and 16th is going to be Nathan Moore in the number 97. Starting 17th tonight, familiar with this driver right here. In fact, he's carrying the WFO paint colors on his car. So we appreciate that, Corey Cook. Corey Cook will be in the 61 here, starting at 17th. Outside of Corey in 18th, you'll find a 96 car of Cody Lipstrewer. In 19th will be Gary Wells driving a 24, and his outside in 20th, we were on board with him in qualifying. That's going to be the number 18 of Casey Duncan. Starting 21st, you're going to see Jonathan Cogswell's number 27. Into his outside in 22nd will be that number 23 car of Keith Vaughn. Starting 23rd, Gary May in a 10 car, and his outside in 24th is going to be the 02 of David Kamara. Starting 25th, he was fast in practice. Look for him to come through the field. That's going to be the 09 of Andre Ruiz. Into his outside in 26th, still hands down my favorite paint job. That's on that 33 of Terry Kahn. 27th and 8th, you see the series admins. That's going to be Andy Starcher and Don Kidder. We thank them for doing that. And they won't be starting, but they will be on here. And bringing up the rear of the field is going to be the number 100 of Shane Bliss. So that's your starting grid as all the drivers get lined up here. So now we're going to take a look at the front of the field as the drivers are starting to grid up. Yeah, that'd be a good idea, Nation. We get the Swift Motorsports logo on the graphics there, and I think we'll change things around and try to get the Hyperdrive Cup Series on it too. If we could, that might be a good place to put that logo. So we'll definitely talk about that. We'll do some working on it and some tweaking, and we'll try to get this dollied up nice for him, Nation. We'll go with dollied up. Oh, man, I don't know if I have jokes tonight. I used enough of them last night. I don't know how many more I got left. It was a crazy fun one. This one's going to be fun. Probably not quite as crazy, but great competitive racing nonetheless. Yeah, and getting old sucks. Make it purty, he says. Yeah, we'll talk about that later on. Maybe after this one tonight or sometime pretty soon, and we'll try to get it fixed up and integrated before the next race if possible. Now the pace car is going to roll off, and we're getting ready at Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the Hyperdrive Cup Series to get fired off and racing here. Got about 8:19 p.m. on the clock. About 8:20 is the green flag waving time, so we're a lap of pacing away from that. See that 30 car Justin Gann on the inside, 64 of Jason Wills right there on the outside. I want to thank everyone tuning into the broadcast. Let's get ready to see a great race right here. 2 by 2, you'll see the drivers right now. Probably when the nerves are really starting to get going right here. Got some hands shaking a little bit, probably some feet shaking going on the pedals, and 104 laps to figure all that out right here at Indianapolis. And this time, watch them. There goes the pace car. Pace car's in. And just like that, we're green flag at Indianapolis with the Hyperdrive Cup Series at Swift Motorsports. And Justin Gann's going to catch another gear, pull a little bit of a gap on him right here on the initial start of the race. So good start for that 30 car. He's wasting no time getting it done right here. And we're going to try to restart the timing and scoring screen real quick because of a minor issue I have at the start of these things. And we're going to get a look back here at some of the racing in third. That's the 28 car, Andrew Morass, I see working the bottom. You see Michael Mueller right back there in the 51 as well. So we got some good battling back here in the fourth, fifth, and sixth positions right now. Look at Mueller. He's looking to the inside of the 0-1. Nothing there right now. So he's going to drop back in line, and that's what I told you. Expect these guys to get single file around here. And the reason for that is you need to draft. I mean, you got these long straightaways, so you really need to draft down those straightaways. And when you draft, you have to be able to set the guy in front of you up. And you really got to have a run to get by him, as you see a battle down further back there around the 12th spot, I believe. I see Corey Cook's car, and then there's a couple cars behind Corey. We might need to take a little closer camera view right here. Yep, that didn't really get us up close and personal with anybody, so let's try one more click, and we're going to do it now. The 21 of Brandon Freeze. They get it straightened out. By the time I get it figured out, they're not too wide no more. So that was my luck on that one. But Brandon Freeze, driver of the 21, currently sitting in the 12th position. And, man, I'll be honest with you, as we see some battling up in front of Freeze. 99 of Jarrett Lipstrewer caught on the outside. 17 of Tommy Haynes going to go by. Now the 21 of Brandon Freeze is going to work on him. 13 of Cody Mcfadden and the 56 of John Wimbish. So we got 3 cars right here trying to get around that 99, and they're using the draft to do it. And all 3 of them are going to clear him. Wimbish there, and almost brought the 88 with him of Steve Law. Now that 99 is going to find a little sovereignty as he drops it to the bottom of the track. I ain't using that word twice tonight. But look at this half a second gap that the 30 car is putting on the field right now. 4 laps into it, Justin Gann showing the way, 0.6 of a second lead on second. So that shows you how important getting around the corners here are and getting around them fast. So 0-1 for driver of the day, huh, Nation? Can't let you get over here with the Cup guys, Nation. Got to make it fair, man. All right, there's the 28 of Andrew Morass. We watched him a minute ago, right after the start of this, back in about the 4th position. Morass moved all the way up to P2 right now. And he actually shaved about 0.3 off the leader's lead right there that last lap. So Justin Gann has it, but it looks like that 28 car of Andrew Morass is on his way up there. Morass going to get real close right off the corner. Not quite close enough to make a move yet, but he's not far behind either. So he's working on the back of the 30 car. Open the cameras up once more so we can see a little bit more of the field. Watch this battle from a little higher above, I guess. 5 laps in. Looks like Gann might have he might have been doing, I don't know, saving on something a little bit. Once Andrew Morass got up a little closer, Gann's been able to stabilize the gap some. And we got the third place driver all by himself right now. He's a little bit behind those first two, but he's got a little bit of a distance between him and the 51 of Michael Mueller, and that 0-1 is you're going to be your third place driver. I believe he was third in practice too. Naps don't count, Hal says. Oh, here we go. I see you in the booth or in the waiting room, Nation. I got you. Nation 01, welcome to the broadcast booth.
What's up, buddy?
I am trying to broadcast a race. I don't know how I'm doing on it, or if I'm.
We are trying to interrupt you.
Am I failing miserably tonight?
Now you are that I'm in here.
So what you're saying, it was a stellar broadcast until I let you in here.
Exactly.
Oh, man, Nation, we got a lead battle right now. 28 of Morass wants it. 30 of Justin Gann had it, but not no more. Andrew Morass in the 28 is going to take the lead here at Indianapolis. And, oh, man, we got some cars diving to the bottom of the racetrack back here. I don't know what happened, but I see Wimbish all the way on the bottom, and they might have just did that to pass, man. Maybe shooting down there, they're hoping somebody will go with them, and they can start a little bit of a line down on the bottom to get some drafting going and try to freight train somebody.
Get a little cuddle puddle.
A little cut. There you go. That's one way to put it, I guess. I'm watching the 56 car and the 61, and the 61 of Corey Cook gets a little bit of a run on him, and he's going to go to the bottom now, Nation. So Cook working on the 56 of John Wimbish, and he might not clear him down here in the corner, and he's not going to, but Wimbish is caught on the outside, but we'll see who gets the draft. I believe if the 56, even though he's caught on the outside, could have got the draft, well, Corey gets around him. Now the 56 is trying to get a run on him, and they're bottled up behind him, Nation. Too wide, right behind him.
In the cuddle puddle.
Yeah, and that's a driver that started in the back, the 09 of Andre Ruiz. He's right there side by side with the 97 of Nathan Moyer, and that's going to be for the 17th position. And Ruiz is going to put it behind him and take the spot. So move Andre Ruiz from the back of the field up to the 17th position. And now working on the 16th position from John Wimbish. So that 09 side by side with the 56 car right now, Nation. And they're battling for 16th like it's a top 5. Yeah. No, he can't type and talk at the same time, right, Nation?
No, I can't. I'll fall out of my chair.
Fall out of his chair if he tries to type and talk. That's like walking and chewing gum. He'd fall down and knock himself out.
Yeah, I've done that a time or two.
Yep, that's why I tell you to wear a crash helmet every time you get up out of your seat, buddy.
Got my little football helmet.
That way you don't hurt the rest of the melon when you collapse. Oh, Nation. At least today I haven't smelled like chlorine, so.
It takes a minute to get that smell off.
Man, it does, especially when you get a strong concentration of it, Nation. Look at Andrew Morass in the 28 car. 1.4 seconds he's able to put on second place Justin Gann. And that's what it looks like. You see that car way out in the front. Here's Gann right here in second. Look way out in front of him. You'll catch the back every once in a while, the back of the 28 car. That's what a 1.5 second gap looks like. And we are 11 laps in now, Nation.
How many laps are there?
104.
I've set this up.
Hal said that's why you sit down when you're drinking. Is that true, Nation?
That's mostly true, yes.
Mostly.
Believable testimony.
So I'm looking at the fourth place driver right here. That's a 51 of Michael Mueller. What do you think of these stats, Nation? 7 races we finished this season, and 5 of them have been won by this driver right here, Michael Mueller, in the 51.
I'd say he's a good driver.
That's pretty impressive stats right there, as he's got his 51 car up in the 4th position.
Me not swearing is impressive.
Yes, it is. Very impressive. All right, so right behind him and rounding out the top 5 is going to be that number 82 right there, Mike Franklin. The Black Rifle Coffee Company car, Nation.
I don't got anything to say about that.
We're going to move up closer to it. There we go. I'm on the list, it says on the back of it. Me and Nation are on several lists, and I don't think anybody wants on them, do they, Nation?
Oh, if you do, there's something wrong with your head.
All right, so the first one outside of the top 5 is going to be the driver of this 32 car. And that driver will be Darren Clement. So Clement sitting in the 6th position. Not a lot of pressure from this driver right here. That's the 64 of Jason Wells. Wells currently sitting in the 7th spot. We're 13 laps in. These guys are having a nice, clean race. And, man, I'll tell you, as many of them as I've seen spin out on that corner exit in practice, I thought there might be a little action going on. But they seem to have got both hands on the wheel for this, Nation.
Well, I'm looking on my phone. Is this the Camaros and the Mustangs?
Yeah. Yeah, and the Toyota Camry.
Who puts a Toyota Camry up against a Camaro and a Mustang?
NASCAR. All right, so 8th place right here is going to be the 91 of Blair Patterson. That's the South Point car. Love that paint job. Something with the black and gold that just looks good together, Nation. And the feller even put silver numbers on it, and that looks good too.
Yeah, it looks real good.
So we'll go back one more spot. We'll look at the number 77. That's going to be a Simbox car right there of Doug Neal. Simbox got 2 or 3 or 4 paint jobs out here. And Neal's going to forfeit that position to Cody Mcfadden in the 13. Cody Mcfadden was the next one I was going to look at, but he's going. Well, he's trying to get ahead of the 77. I said he did, and he was momentarily, but now the 77 of Doug Neal's fighting back on the high side, Nation. What's the guy to do?
What do you got to do to get around this place? It's Indianapolis.
Well, it's Indianapolis, so, I mean, you just got to drive fast and turn left, basically. You got to use a little bit. Whoa. 17 at Tommy Haynes laid it sideways, but saves it. I thought he was going to go bang into the corner or into the wall. The 91 of Blair Patterson has a moment, though. That's going to put that 91 at the bottom of the track. It looked like he got loose coming off the corner, and he's going to lose some spots here. And I triggered my thing to go back there, and it didn't, Nation.
Quit clicking stuff.
Yep, I broke it. Now we're going to look at the 09 Andre Ruiz. Ruiz in the 13th spot, trying to pick up the 12th spot from the 99 of Jarrett Lipstrewer. He's going to get side by side with him down the straightaway, and they're going to drive it off in the corner, and that 09's really going to send it, and he's going to make the pass right here. Right into the short chute, set him up perfectly. That's going to move Ruiz up to the top 12, so watch out for this cat, Nation. He gets her loose off the corner too, but he has come from the back of the field all the way up to the top 12.
It's a long walk.
Yes, it is, and he's got the 99 right back beside him, and they almost made a little door love, man. I ain't lying. And that's going to hurt the 99, or not the 99, but the 09. He's going to try it one more time and get the run off the corner. Net code got him. And we have a wreck. Just like that, that's going to bring out caution flag number 199, 9109. Oh no, 33 of Terry Kahn, nowhere to go. 96 Cody Lipstrewer, and man, I'll tell you right now, if this driver didn't have bad luck, the feller wouldn't have any luck, Nation.
Just none.
None at all. We're going to go back 30 seconds and then 10 more.
Yeah, that 33 tore up his pretty paint job.
So watching them, I mean, it was really close racing right here, but you can, well, I'm not going to say it's one way or the other because what the admins see, I'm logged in as a viewer, and sometimes it don't show the same camera view that the admins see. You know what I mean? So I don't speculate what.
They have the almighty control.
Exactly. I'm not here to speculate anything there.
We're too stupid to speculate.
Exactly. We don't know what happened, do we, Nation? Two cars got together, and they wound up in the fence, and a couple other cars got collected, and that brings us under caution number 1, and that's how we're going to leave it.
Good enough for me.
All right, so we're back to live TV now, and man, that's just bad for the 09 now. Coming through the field, started in the back of the field, fighting for the top 12 spot right there. And just like that, man, your race is pretty well over, Nation.
Well, his car's definitely a lot lighter.
And I'll tell you, Morass is going to drop. Andrew Morass right there in the 28 is going to lose a little bit of ground that he had. There's Bender back, Nation.
Hell yeah. What's up, Bender?
We got him coming in now. All different kinds and shades.
Kind of what we do.
Yeah, don't push no crazy stuff through the chat, though, Nation.
I didn't say anything yet.
No, not you. I mean, if you see something come up in the YouTube chat, don't just show it.
No, I'm not going to do any of that. That's up to you.
Yeah, I'll handle that tonight.
I'm just here to bother you.
Because we are broadcasting this one for Swift Motorsports. This is the Hyperdrive Cup Series, and we're still the WFO Racing Network, though, up in the WFO booth, Nation, but we are Swift Motorsports and Hyperdrive Cup Series.
Like us on Sunday.
What do we do on Sunday?
Apparently we don't do anything.
Oh. We don't broadcast on Sunday.
No, but you know how like on Sunday everybody's a good boy and you get.
Oh, yeah, we're doing that on Thursday. That I get it now. We're doing a Sunday on a Thursday.
Right.
Awesome. But
I don't know about awesome.
I don't know about awesome either. I just said it. We're going to go with awesome right now because it was said, and if it was said, then we'll own it, Nation.
It's on the paperwork, so it's already done.
It's on the paperwork. It's not. There is no paperwork, but and who are we to change days around?
We could ask the admins to do it.
That's a good point. That's actually a good idea, Nation.
Yeah, we'll just ask them to change days around.
All they have to do is tell us we need your Sunday behavior on Thursday. Aha.
Aha.
Now a light bulb comes on.
My light bulb burned out a long time ago.
You see what happens when the disclaimer in the top left-hand corner, the stream takes over, Nation?
Well, we're covered.
Get a couple idiots in the booth, man. But we are getting 2x2'd, maybe. I don't know. How far back are they, though, Nation?
Way at the gate.
All the way to the gate, down the road to the hamburger stand. Getting them a Big Mac at McDonald's right now.
Now I want a Big Mac.
Call it Big Mac and call it a night, right, Nation?
They're closed.
Big Mac, a 6-pack, and that's the end of it. Big Mac in 2 cases, and then that's the end of it. All right, 2x2. Getting ready. We are. I don't know if we're getting ready or if we're ready. In fact, ready for the race start. I'm going to go with ready. What are you going with, Nation? Getting ready, or are they ready?
Well, the car's still on the track on my screen.
They are. They're on the track.
No, I mean,
but not
pace car.
They're about. Well, a pace car is there, and I'm pretty sure when the pace car leaves that we're going to see some racing again. And we went about the first 17 of those laps caution free.
I think it'd be funny if they all chased the pace car down pit road.
That'd make it interesting, wouldn't it?
They do in Germany, Bender.
Game over. He's right.
It's over.
That would be game over. That's the I win button in fast food.
Yeah, that would be like the best vacation ever, just going down the street to McDonald's and get a beer.
And the speed in which you could get that beer at the drive-thru would be amazing.
It would be quite phenomenal, yes.
All right, so now the pace car's in, and guess what, Nation? Now we're back to green flag racing. And it looks like a couple of teammates right here are working together well. That's the 28 and the 51. They're able to get out ahead of everyone on that restart. That's going to move the 51 of Michael Mueller up to the second spot. Andrew Morass is going to be your leader. Justin Gann's going to fall back to third right here. And then you see him lined up behind Gann. For the most part, they're single file already, which is crazy. They start side by side on a restart 2 liters later, or 2 corners later, and they're side by side, Nation.
He just cracks me up.
We could find them at the local McDonald's, Hal. I promise you that. I don't know. I looked in the track again, Nation. I found a race.
I see one starting now.
It ain't starting. It's been going 22 laps, man.
You remember me, my memory, not so good. You remember that kind of stuff?
I'll tell you, if you look at the start of this, and I'm going to go to the second place driver for a reason right here. Mueller's fallen off about a half a second to his teammate Andrew Morass up there. That's the 51 and 28, respectively. But look at the gap from those two starting nose to tail like that. Look at the gap they're able to put on the 30 car, Justin Gann, and the rest of the field.
Indianapolis.
So Gann fast enough to set the pole here at Indianapolis, and they just, 2 cars being able to time that out and work together, how much of an advantage that is to have that draft right there at the start or at the restart. And it worked phenomenal for those guys. So that's called teamwork. Any way you look at it, Nation.
Teamwork's overrated.
There's another impressive run right here. 82 of Mike Franklin. Up to the 4th spot now. You read that, Nation? You have to answer it.
Quite a few, Bender.
All right, so Jason Wells in the 64, sitting 5th right now. Right after the restart, lap 24, checking out your top 5. Darren Clement, though, trying to move into the picture. He's in that 32 car right here. Bender having a good race. What did I say Bender for? Bender's in the YouTube chat. He's messing me up.
Yeah.
I'm trying to read. I'm trying to read and commentate at the same time, Nation.
Then you're blaming it all on him.
That's kind of like walking and chewing gum, isn't it?
A little more complicated.
So Darren Clement is the driver we're looking at in the 32. The 0-1 of Cody Sleeper is moving in on him. And I'll tell you, I think we're going to see some side-by-side racing up here again pretty soon, man. Brandon Freese in the 21 making his way up into the top 10. Brandon having a good run here at Indianapolis. We're 25 of 104, so that's almost a quarter of the way in, Nation.
I mean, if you think about it, if you could drift around McDonald's and have the little drive-through lady throw you a beer every time you came by, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that's kind of a challenge right there, but...
Challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted at that point, that's right. So back up at the front of the field by 1 second is going to be the 28 car of Andrew Morass. So he took a great restart and turned it into a fast hot rod, and he's trying to check out on the teammate. That's 5-time winner Michael Mueller this season. He's trying to check out on him, Nation.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Oh my God, this chat.
You know what? I'm going to take some of the blame here because I told Hal we needed to come in here and mess with you.
Is that what you said?
You did say that.
Well, I appreciate that, Nation. Keeps me on my toes, right?
Why you want to be on your toes? You're not a ballerina.
I guess at this point it's just going to keep me on my rear end then.
Well, we're going to help you stop getting soaked in chlorine.
What, are you going to have me broadcasting more?
It'll keep you out of the chlorine valve, won't it?
Yeah, I guess it would. No, because I still have to do the maintenance on the system, so probably
what were you
not.
pumping chlorine to anyway?
I wasn't pumping it into nothing. I have a chlorinator.
Why?
No. Back that up. Past tense, I had.
It's busted all across the yard now.
Yeah. No, I fixed it. I had another one that had busted in another spot before, so I took the good part out of the one that busted yesterday and put it in the other one that busted a different part, and I built one. And I'm got the water back in business again. That's all that matters, right?
I guess. I just don't understand why you're chlorinating your water.
Because it's well water. And the chlorine will oxidize any of the metals in the water, like iron. Take out any sulfur or anything like that. And then I use a contact tank that mixes the chlorine. The chlorinated water will sit in a contact tank, and the heavy metals will fall to the bottom of it. And then I have a valve that I can turn on and blow all the waste out. You know what I mean?
Nope. I'm going to keep it that way.
All right. So you don't understand it, but it's complicated.
It sounds like it's pretty.
Oh, we're under caution, Nation.
Cool. I got to go get a drink. I'll be right back.
Somebody wrecked. Oh, we got it. We're going to find out what got the 88 car pointed in the wrong direction on lap 29. And I saw him. He was pointed in the wrong direction, so we're going to figure out what got him there. I see the 17 closing in right here, and oh, man, that did not end well. 33 going through the grass right there to miss it, but the 88 right into the outside wall is going to get some damage here. And that will put us under caution number 2 on lap 30. And we're going to get back to the live camera. And I think I might go grab a drink, but I'm not without doing a commercial break for you real fast. All right, so back in the booth right here under caution flag number 2. It looks like the drivers just made a pit stop. The 28 car, Andrew Morass, going to get back out in the lead.
Don't even do it.
Oh, Nation's back. Remember, Nation, Sunday on a Thursday.
Exactly.
I'm not going there. Sunday on a Thursday, so I'm just going to step off. And now we're 2x2, Nation. That means we're getting restarted real soon here. Real soon.
Well, again, I'll let you know in about 55 minutes.
Is that how far YouTube is behind tonight, or?
It's not as bad as it usually is, but yeah, it's about 30 seconds behind.
Funny thing is I turn delay off. There's always going to be a delay when you're streaming, but.
You mean you brought me in here with the delay off?
Yeah, but there's always going to be a little delay when you're streaming. We stream in HD, and that's a lot of video and audio to upload. And I'll tell you one thing at Swift is these Cup drivers right here don't have a fast repair, Nation. So when a
very careful.
Yep, when a guy bends a car up too much, that car's not going to be very competitive, and that driver's going to want to maximize his time on pit road to get the car fixed up and ready to go. Boy, Hal's in rare form today, isn't he?
He's not in here.
I don't know why he's not. Probably because he's in rare form.
Okay.
All right, so this time the 28 and 51, the teammates aren't going to be starting nose to tail. They're going to be starting side by side. The second row is going to have the 30, so the 51 will have the 30 behind him. The 28 will have the 82 of Mike Franklin behind him. And the pace car is going to find his way to pit lane. And we are back to green flag racing at Indianapolis with the Hyperdrive Cup Series, Nation.
Hyperdrive.
Yep, Hyperdrive. That's what happens when you get in the super duper overdrive. You're in Hyperdrive. I made that up entirely. Every bit of it. So Andrew Morass, the leader in the 28 car. 51 of Michael Mueller, right on the bumper. 30 of Justin Gann, not too far back right there. Maybe a car link and or a car link and a half, but he's not too far back there. So 4 fresh tires, a tank of fuel on these cars, and they're back to hot rod racing, Nation.
Let's just tear them up.
82 of Mike Franklin's got company. Darren Clement at 32 going to dive down to the bottom of the racetrack. You see Cody Sleeper in the 0-1 going to try to pull up to his outside. Clement's going to back off. The 82 is going to go by. The 0-1 is going to go by. And that's going to move Darren Clement back to the 6th position. So battled for 4th, went back to 6th. He's got Doug Neal in the 77 behind him. And we got a race, Nation.
Race.
A race. We're not talking about a race. We are watching a race.
The race.
We're talking about a race, too, though. We're talking about the race.
The race.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, we're watching Doug Neal in the 77. He's got the 13 of Cody Mcfadden behind him. He's got the 0-2 of David Kamara behind him. See where I'm going with this?
Now I see what you done there.
Yep. And then he's got the... Who's he got? Now he's got the 13 of Cody Mcfadden, who was in front of him, is falling back behind him now. So that messed up what I was doing, Nation.
Yeah, it totally crocked it.
I think we're going to go up to the front of the field, though, as we've had a lead change. Michael Mueller has gotten around the 28 of Andrew Morass, and Morass is under fire from the 30 of Justin Gann, so we're going to watch this battle here. Second, third, fourth, fifth, you could throw him under a blanket. 30 was working the outside. Now he's going to go to the inside of the 28, and I believe he might clear him right here in the corner. So close, Nation. Not going to get it done. Morass is going to send it off that corner. Gann's going to fight back on the bottom again. And they're going to be side by side down the long straightaway. Morass trying to pull ahead, but the drafting help's going to go to the 30 car. 82 of Mike Franklin going to drop to the bottom, give the 30 a shove. And the 30's going to go at it one more time in a different set of corners, Nation. That 28's holding strong on the outside, but it's not enough. The 28 gets loose. Now the 82's going to look to the inside, and the 01's going to try to go with him. So that's all it takes, Nation.
That's it.
That's it. You'll be fighting for second and wind up in sixth.
Been there, done that.
So now you see that Morass is kind of stuck on that outside. He's got Cody Sleeper in the 0-1 right there on the bottom. 32 of Darren Clement going to move to the bottom too where the 0-1's at. And if they line up on the bottom, that's going to give the 0-1 the draft. And a guy on the outside's kind of at your mercy at that point. But look at Morass fighting back. I think he's going to clear the 0-1. He does. And that'll put Andrew Morass. It'll stop a lot of damage, Nation. He could have went from second back to sixth, but instead he's going to wind up in fourth. And the damage, what do they say? The bleeding has stopped.
Anything to stop the bleeding.
Right on. So now Cody Sleeper is going to be in the fifth position. He's got the 32 of Darren Clement behind him. Sleeper is in the 0-1 car. We were just on that car a minute ago, so we're going to go back to it. In fact, the heck with that, we're going to go to the front of the field and do this right now real quick. Your leader, 5 wins out of 7 this season. No stranger to victory lane. That's the number 51 of Michael Mueller. Sitting second right now, winner of 1 race this season, and that was back at Chicagoland. That's going to be that number 30 right there, Justin Gann. Third place on the field will be the 82 of Mike Franklin. Franklin having a good run here. And then we've seen him lead a lot of laps early on. That's that 28 car, Andrew Morass. He's going to fade back to the 4th spot after that last restart. And he might be a little down, but I wouldn't count that 28 car out. Then we go back to 5th, and you're going to find this guy, as we've seen a car skating down towards the infield, but this driver right here wasn't. He's still out on the track and carrying some speed. That's going to be the 0-1 of Cody Sleeper. He was fast in practice, pretty fast in qualifying, and he's showing to be fast in the race so far here. 6th place, Darren Clement, driving the 32. I think I may have even seen Darren outside of the top 10 earlier in the race, but none of that matters if he's got it up to the 6th spot right now. Darren having a good run here at Indianapolis. And he's going to have the 77 of Doug Neal behind him. That car looks good. I don't think Doug's been out there playing with the outside wall too much. Don't look like he's got a ton of damage on the hot rod. And I believe Doug might have a piece to go up there and do some battles. So let's go back to 8th place, where we're going to find the number 13 of Cody Mcfadden. Mcfadden, we've seen dodging wrecks earlier, Nation.
I find it hard to watch a race if Hal Amy ain't out there.
I'm
just used to seeing him.
We had to get Hal to join up in the Cup Series here.
Now, you're up.
That'll pick our view count way up on a broadcast station.
Yeah, I like 300 people.
Yeah, 3 million people, something like that. What 3.2 million people?
It's way up there.
It's the numbers are just they're astronomical, really, if you think about it that way.
You'd have to be an Asian kid to figure out those numbers.
Yeah. So we got Mcfadden in the A spot in 9th. We're going to find a 0-2 of David Kamara. And he's almost like right on the back bumper of the 13. So not far off there. The guy's just not far off. And David Kamara having a good run here. And then rounding out the top 10, Nathan Moore in the number 97. Another Simbox paint job. Like I said, there are a few of those cars out there. Makes the guy wonder if they're teammates, Nation.
Kind of makes you wonder.
Yeah. So first driver out of the top 10 is going to be the number 11 of Tommy Haynes, and I don't think he liked that comment from me because he is no longer out of the top 10 as Tommy Haynes is going to move to the 10th position. So he heard me, Nation, and he took it. And we're going to get back to a driver that's having a heck of a problem coming out of some of these turns. So now 10th is going to go to this guy and Nathan Moore, but we covered him already. So we're going to go back to the 11th spot and find Casey Duncan in the number 18. Casey Duncan is a driver we did an onboard with in qualifying, so we watched his qualifying lap go down, and Duncan having a good race so far. He was, I believe he was back around, I don't know, Nation, 12th or 13th in qualifying. So next driver in line is going to be Jonathan Cogswell in the 27, sitting in the 12th position currently. And the next driver you're going to be familiar with, Nation.
Yeah.
That'll be the driver right after Cogswell. We're going to move to him now, and that's the WFO car of Corey Cook.
Corey Cook.
Driving the number 61, Corey is currently scored in the 13th position, but he's working hard on the back of the 27 of Jonathan Cogswell right now, trying to pick up the 12th spot. So Corey's trying to move his... Man, I can tell you, I can look at the right side of Corey's car, and I can tell you that he's touched the wall time or two there, Nation.
Sometimes you need a little help turning.
He's definitely made a little lovely contact with the outside wall time or two, but lightly, just kind of a kiss.
A little smooch.
A little smooch on it. So we'll go back one more, and this driver, the Army paint job this week is going to be the 56 of John Wimbish. And Wimbish might have been the one I seen getting loose out of some of them corners, man. It could have happened, Nation.
It could happen.
So John Wimbish currently in the 14th position. Go back to 15th, you'll find the 64 car Jason Wells. Wells was up there a little bit further earlier in the race, and then he kind of went back some, and maybe a guy had a tire get loose on pit road or something like that. Nation put him back a little bit. And he's making up for it now, so he's going to move to the bottom of the 56, and he's going to take the spot. And that's going to put Jason Wells up to 14th and move John Wimbish back to 15th. And we're going to go looking for the 16th driver. And, man, there it is. My favorite paint job, that 33 car, Terry Kahn.
That's a pretty one.
Rocking the Cheerwine paint. We're going to move up to a little bit closer camera view right here. Well, he's got a little damage on that chrome on the front. Got some dirt up there, too.
I kind of know what that looks like.
Yep. He got a little damage on her, and we seen that happen, actually. He couldn't avoid it. That was caution number 1. The feller had nowhere to go, but he's sitting in the 16th position, respectively, right here. And the sides of the car still look good, Nation, so that's a good sign. So we'll go back to 17th spot. We're going to find the 96 car of Cody Lipstrewer. And if you look, he's going to have some damage on the front of that car. Because Cody, too, had an incident that he couldn't avoid. And I think that may have actually happened during caution number 1 as well. And, man, you just seen that 96 car come off the corner, and the back end almost went faster than the front end. And that's a scary sign, Nation.
That is not good.
And he's going to get set up by the 21 of Brandon Freeze. Got your name right, Brandon.
Take that.
So Brandon Freeze, we were going to cover in the 18th spot, but he went up and took the 17th spot, so we're going to move back to the 17th position, and we're going to look at the 21 car, Nation.
Sounds like way too much math.
Yes, it is. Brandon Freeze, the iHeart Radio machine right here, having a pretty decent run. Got her up in the top 20, and if you're up in the top 20, then can't hang the head too low. You're scoring some points, Nation.
You got to click on them. You have to click them off somewhere.
So now we're going to go to a Florida driver right here. That's the number 10 of Gary May. May's got a pretty interesting paint job on there. Looks pretty decent. I really like the wheels. Check out the wheels on this Hot Rod, Nation.
I can't see it yet.
Well, you will. Look at the inside of the wheels. They look really cool.
What's the number?
10. Gary May.
Yeah, I saw it.
Running in the 19th position, so let's go back to 20th. That's going to be the number 23 right here, Keith Vaughn. And we're going to try to get this done before green flag pit stops come up. We're working lap 48 of 104 right now. So Vaughn's got it up in the 20th spot in the 23, and that car looks to be in good shape. I don't think Vaughn's been caught up in very much here.
That's showroom condition.
So we're going to get off that 23 car and not cause the curse of the camera as we move back to the 99 car, Jarrett Lipstrewer, and he does have a little bit of damage, Nation. He's rocking the Lowe's paint scheme right here. Lipstrewer currently 21st on the racetrack as we're doing our through the field. And then I believe the last car on the racetrack right now running is going to be the 91 right here of Blair Patterson. And man, Patterson we've seen up there inside the top 10 at one time, Nation, and he got wrapped up in one of them cautions, got some damage on the front of the car, and he's struggling a bit now. So you hate it for the 91, but there's always next week when he can bounce back, and we'll be at Darlington. And there you go, Nation. Tell him.
I'm telling him.
You're telling him.
Do what I say, boy.
Back at the front of the field, the 51 of Michael Mueller is your leader by 2.7 seconds, 50 laps in. Michael Mueller's been checking out on the teammate just a little bit during this run, and I think the last run we've seen the teammate check out on him a little bit, Nation. So that almost tells the guy that the lead car has a huge advantage. I don't know. But
it's a mostly flat track.
3.3 seconds is the distance back to this driver. That's going to be the 28 of Andrew Morass. So Morass in the 28 car up to the second spot. And after the restart, it was in fact the 28 car that we seen drop back to fourth. So he's made a nice. But it's not in capital letters, which means that's not a very sure no, Nation.
Or no. It's like a maybe.
Like a maybe, right. Because it's all lowercase, so.
Right.
And he didn't put nothing in front of no, so that's definitely a maybe.
Well, he's on his Sunday day.
Well, you could race on Sunday. That's permitted.
I mean, he's being nice.
Oh. So Mike Franklin's not too far back from the 28. Franklin in the third spot right now in that 82 car. And that's still almost like a maybe, isn't it?
It is. It's a real shy maybe.
Like a shy maybe. That's what we're getting. That's the vibe we're getting there.
He says it's not going to happen, but I've heard him say that too.
I have too.
You'd be right in the race.
And right in a race. You're exactly right. In fact, we've heard that many times.
Yes, like every Tuesday.
Now, waiting room here. Hal will be getting in here in a minute, Nation.
Here.
Oh, we're under caution again. And I think a guy missed it, Nation.
Oh, you don't have the fire on this series, do you?
No, I don't. But I don't see who caused the caution. Maybe I back it up, Nation. I know that green flag pit stops were happening, so what I'm going to bet is somebody was getting her woed down and it went south on a filler.
That does happen.
It does happen. You're exactly right. That's why I said that, because you try to get something woed down, and next thing you know, all right. So it wasn't this guy. I went to him though. I'm watching pit road 77. It looks like. Yep. So we found the car that had the issue that brought out the caution, Nation. All you have to do is look at the entrance of pit road every time. And you see him getting in there, he gets on the binders, and he loses it, and he hits that inside barrier, man. And I'll tell you, another guy missed pit road completely right behind him.
That is no way to enter pit road.
Indianapolis is a really difficult track to enter pit road, especially coming in from green flag stops, Nation. You get on the binders, man, in the back of that car want to come around on you. And in the 77's case, it stops when you park it on the inside wall, dude. Literally, when you park it there, that's when it ends.
Yeah, knock over a crew member or two.
Yep. Well, there wasn't no crew members there, so now you see them all coming down pit road under caution, so they're going to come down a lot safer. And I'll tell you, the guy that benefited from this, that's that 82 car leading them down pit road, Mike Franklin. But I think the 51 is already stopped, and they probably didn't get a lap on that guy, and he's going to stay out on the racetrack because he's on fresh tires. So we'll see how that works out. But you see the 51 of Michael Mueller will move to the lead under caution right here. And we'll take our quick commercial. All right, well, Nation went to get a drink. I'm back with you, and I'm Vern. Most of you already knew that, but if you didn't, that's who I am, Vern. And we are under caution number 3 on lap 54, which, mathing that out, means we got about 50 laps to go here. So we are over the halfway point at Indianapolis, and your leader is going to be the 51 car of Michael Mueller. Restarting outside of him is going to be that 61 car right there, Corey Cook. Restarting third is going to be the 64 of Jason Wells, and then fourth is going to be the 82 of Mike Franklin. So we're going to... we can get a little bit wider view right here. There we go. See the 82 better back there. You can see some of the other cars. I see the Army car back there. That'll be John Wimbish and Jason Wells. We got Cody Sleeper in the 01, 32 of Darren Clement. And you see about 11 cars out there in your picture. Some other guys still on pit road getting service, maybe getting a little bit of the damage taken care of. And that's what you got to do at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Get the car fixed up and ready to finish a race off here. So there's Justin Gann in the 30, up in towards the front of the field earlier. Going to be restarting back in the 11th spot, so he's got a little bit of work to do now. And I think we're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing here. Just like the field, I'm following the pace car. He's off the track. And boom, we're green flag and racing once again in Indianapolis with the Swift Motorsports Hyperdrive Cup Series on this Thursday night. So Corey Cook in the 61 is going to fight to the bottom and take the second spot. Michael Mueller, though, shooting out to a nice lead, about a half a second here. So the battle's back towards second. Corey Cook has got it. I think the 64, Jason Wells, might want it. And Wells is going to dive it to the inside, but can he take it? Now he can't quite get the run, and Corey's going to get down to the bottom on the corner entry here. And I'll tell you, the 61 has slight damage on that right rear, but it doesn't seem to be affecting the car too badly here. And he's able to hold his own in the second spot right now. Michael Mueller did resume the lead after the pit stop. Now the 64's got a look on the inside. He's going to get some help from the 82 of Mike Franklin. 64 is going to clear the 61. Franklin's caught in a side-by-side battle, and the 61 shoots to the bottom of the racetrack after getting loose on corner exit. He's going to safely get on the pit road exit right here and bring the car back out on the track, but it's going to cost him dearly. Went from the second spot to a battle for 11th. And Nation's back.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. I heard myself double mic. So the battle right here, 0-1 and 82. 82 is going to fall back in line. And now the 82's got one look, taking a look to the inside. That's the 32 of Darren Clement. So Mike Franklin up there trying to take the third spot. Now just lost the fourth spot and possibly the fifth spot. You see Tommy Haynes in the 17 trying to fight his way in the top 5. He's got John Wimbish on the back bumper back there. Well, not quite on the bumper, but not too far back.
He's a minute back.
Yeah, Mike Franklin's going to hold him off, though. 82 car is going to get back to the bottom of the track, and he's going to hold him off. And he's going to keep the top 5, Nation. He's going to make them people live to fight another day. Wimbish, though, coming from, a couple times I checked on John Wimbish. He was back farther towards the back, and now he's solid up here in the top 10 in the 7th spot. So the 56 car is coming around pretty good late in the race. He's got the 33 of Terry Kahn behind him. Terry, the driver, rocking that Cheerwine paint job. A lot of chrome on it. A little bit of damage on the front of the car from caution number 1, and Terry Kahn, pretty solid up here in the top 10 in the 8th position. Been some pretty good racing, Nation.
Hey, that rhymed.
Racing Nation. Racing Nation. Something else will too, but I'm not going there. Yep. So what do you think, Nation? You think Hal Lamey's going to maybe look at racing Thursday nights, or
Yeah, he'll be in here because he loves that Camaro.
He hasn't been in the Cup car in quite some time.
Yeah, but he does like it.
We're watching a battle between a Camaro and a Ford right now, Nation.
That ain't no battle.
See Cody Mcfadden in the 13. Jonathan Cogswell in the number 27 behind him here. So a Chevy and Ford battle right there, but they're going to get in line, and looks like the Camaro's going to win that duel.
This is my surprise face.
You have one of those? All right, so a guy that was at the front of the field led a bunch of laps pretty early on here. He's those pit stops weren't real kind to him. That's going to put the 28 back here in the 11th spot. The 28 car of Andrew Morass, and he's got a little bit of ground to make up if he's going to get back to the front of the field here in the second half of the race, Nation.
Oh, yeah, we are halfway, aren't we?
So I think the way it works, like the first half of the race, it's okay to be back there, and then the second half of the race, you got to start getting to the front, right?
It's time to go to work.
So we got the 28 does have some work to do here. And it's ground that can be pretty easily made up. You know, we've seen they ran all the way down to green flag pit stops, and the caution came out on a green flag pit stop. So we may see another caution here because they're going to have to pit for fuel one or two more times. So Corey Cook restarted second, and he's back here in 12th now. Corey having a little problems on a corner exit, and I don't know if Nation was in here when it happened, but Corey had to chase the car all the way down to the bottom of the track and wound up on the access road to pit road, and that feller, he chased it, Nation.
It's easy to do that in Indianapolis.
He chased it. So we'll go back one more to another driver sat the pole here and led some laps. That's the 30 car, Justin Gann. Gann's got a little bit of work to do, too, back here in the 13th position behind Corey Cook. It's like Gann's trying to get a bead on that 61, and he does. He's going to look to his inside. This will be a battle for the 12th position. And Corey's going to back off, let the 30 go. Justin Gann's going to move up to 12th. And Corey Cook is going to be moved back to the 13th spot, Nation. Corey's got WFO logo. We got to get that feller going, pointed in the right direction, don't we?
Oh, he'll get a top 10, I guarantee it.
We'll go back another one, and Gary May driving a 10 car. Sitting in 14th spot right now. Gary's having a pretty decent run here at Indianapolis, and getting her up close to the top 10, ain't he? Getting the 10 closer to the top 10, and up front by 1 second is going to be the 51 of Michael Mueller. And I think we got a battle brewing for second, Nation.
You're asking a lot out of my glasses.
Your glasses don't work that good. Mine don't either, man, and I just went and got the suckers. I think the chlorine might have stained them.
You think?
I'm glad I had them. My eyeballs would have been burning, dude.
You wouldn't be watching no damn race.
Probably not. I probably had to go to the doctor then. What happened to you? Well, I can't explain it. I'm going to have to show you pictures, dude.
My cartoon drawing of it.
Yeah, here's my cartoon drawing of what had happened. Right.
This is when things went real bad.
What had happened. It did, too, for a moment there, till I could reach down and turn the valve off. I'm like, holy... Oh, look at that. We had a car get her loose back there, man. Right in front of Wimbish. I think it might have been the 17. It was either the 56 or 17, and I believe it was the 17 that got loose back there. And he's going to drop a position, and I think all my screens just blanked out except my iRacing screen, and that freaked me out for a second, Nation. Not going to lie.
Yeah, he went a little Yeah. Yeah.
It got me a little nervous. I'm like, what is going on?
Get nervous.
I broke it.
Break everything.
So Haynes dropped a spot when he got her loose like that, and he's going back to work to try to get it back, but that teammate up there, that 56, not gonna go easy on him. Gonna make him work for it, Nation.
Time to go to work.
So I got the stream on my phone, and we've had this whole chat thing going in the stream tonight, right?
All right.
My phone don't show none of that.
Get an iPhone.
There we go. I had to refresh it. But it's streaming the race, and I'm watching it on my computer that streams it too, and I'm just going to save the battery on the phone. Don't need two things looking at it. You know what I mean?
I just got the phone looking at it.
Yeah, I took the phone off of it and just got the old computer off of it. Man, I think green flag pit stops is happening again.
Why do they even call them phones anymore?
They are. 51 of Michael Mueller has the 51 on pit road, and he's going to hand the lead over to the 64 Jason Wells. So green flag pit stops happening once again on lap 67 of 104. They're ticking away, Nation. Laps ticking.
Why so slowly?
Huh?
It's Indianapolis. Why is it so slowly?
It's a long track.
It's not.
Indy is a long track, man. I think the straightaways are probably 2 miles long, dude. One of them.
Not even close.
Oh, Mike Franklin coming to pit road. It looked like he was entering a little bit hot, but he's going to get her slowed down, and he's going to keep both fenders on it, and that's the important part. Now Jason Wells in the 64-year leader. He was second before Mueller brought it to pit road and handed the lead over to him a couple laps ago, and we're going to see how long the 64 can hold her out there, Nation.
Probably hold it out there for a minute.
Well, if you pit at 70, there's going to be about 34 left, and you're not going to, that's way.
Yeah, you're not going to make that.
You're not going to make that on one run. So it's going to take another stop after this one if they go green to get it home.
Well, unless they're pulling a tanker truck behind them.
Exactly. They're pulling an extra gas tank. They might get it done, but. So Wimbish is going to stay out in the 56. The 17 of Tommy Haynes going to stay out on the track. The 27 right there, Jonathan Cogswell. The 33 of Terry Kahn is still out. Justin Gannon, the 30. The 10 of Gary May up in the top 10 and 7th now. Then you got the 96 of Cody Lipstrewer, the number 97 of Nathan Moore, and the 10 of Brandon Free, or the 21 of Brandon Freeze back in 10th.
Isn't Indy like a mile and a half?
Now isn't it 2.5 miles?
No, it's not 2.5 miles.
It might be 2 miles.
Too lazy to Google it.
I thought it was 2.5.
I thought it was a mile and a half.
Yeah, we'll Google it.
Damn it.
All right. Google says 2.5 miles. Ding, ding, ding. Vern was right.
Damn it.
Yep. So what you got there, Nation, is a mile on each straightaway and a quarter mile on each end.
Okay, you're mathing. We don't do that here.
That's what I would guess, but I might be wrong. It sounds right, though. I'll go with it.
Yeah, I guess it sounds right, yeah.
A quarter mile on each end. I know you got to slow down quite a bit to drop her off into turn 1 and turn 3. So.
See, I don't know. I've never driven a stock car on these tracks.
And Indy's got the short chutes on each end. So you go through a corner, you got a short chute, and then you go through another corner.
I've only driven the Indy cars on this track.
Indy is, they say it's 4 turns, but it's like having 8.
It depends if you have to go to pit road.
Because it's got the short chutes on each end. But the 64 has got a 4.1 second lead on the 17 of Tommy Haynes, and the 64 is still on the racetrack.
He can put his coffee up on the dashboard and he'll be fine.
So looking here, and there's still several cars that has not pitted yet. And that's the 64, 17, 27, 30, 10, 96, 97, 21, 18. And then we get back to the 51 who's been on pit road. And it looks like the 01 that was up in the top threes, he's been on pit road too. So how long can they stay out? I mean, can they actually run it long enough where they can make it on one more tank is the question, Nation.
I'm just wondering how much money I would have to pay you to stop rattling off all those numbers.
Well, it would be a game changer. I mean, we're still talking about 30 laps to get to the end, and that seems like a long way on fuel, man.
No, nobody's going to get all the way
on
to
a
the
2.5 mile track. That seems like a pretty good distance that a fella would try to take it right there. And
well, wait, that depends. How much fuel did they start with?
Hal probably knows this.
75%.
He's on pit road. 64's on pit road. So the leader's pitting right now. That's going to hand the lead over to Tommy Haynes in the 17. He's going to remain on the track for at least another lap. So we have 31 laps to go now, if I'm mathing correctly.
You are mathing correct.
So we got 31 laps to go, and I do believe that is too far, but that might be able to make a guy safely make it on one more stop. 15 laps on a run, or... Well, I can tell you how far they can go. I know they can go 22 laps, Nation.
I thought it was 24.
The longest runner out there now is this driver in the 97, Nathan Moore. He's got 22 laps on his tires in the 5th spot right now. And the leader, Tommy Haynes, has 19 laps on his tires. So we know that Tommy can keep it out a few more laps. I would imagine, though, that any of them, like Michael Mueller in the 51 or the 01 of Cody Sleeper or any of those drivers after pitting probably can make it on one more stop, Nation.
Well, for some reason, I thought it was 24 laps they could go.
Probably somewhere around that. I mean, if we keep an eye on the 97 right here, that'll answer the question. He's got 23 laps on his tires right now.
Okay, so I was close.
So he's got 23 laps on him. We got 29 laps to go in the race. So, man, I don't know if some of these guys aren't trying to stretch it out, Nation. We'll see how long the 97 remains on the track, on how far they may be able to stretch it. And if he runs out of fuel out there, that'd really tell us how far you can go.
Yep, that's the limit.
If you go have a talk with the fella, see if you run out of fuel, because he's going to bring her down on 24, man. He's going to slow her down, bring her down, and I'm going back. I'm going back to the leader. 30 laps to go. I mean, we're talking about making up 6 laps, Nation. So if you could make 3 up here and 3 on the last part. But you think about it this way, and he's 19 seconds ahead of the leader right now. So he'll have to get her, he'll have to run her some more laps here. This is 22 for him. So Tommy Haynes, 29 laps to go, so that have him coming in, what 27 to go?
26, 27.
He could make it on one more, Nation. He could probably really stretch it another lap here and pick up a lap or 2 on the next run and make it.
That's a gamble.
It is a gamble, and if it goes green, it pays off. And I'll tell you, there's a few of these guys that are on it, and one of them that's in really good shape that's on this strategy would be the 30 of Justin Gann. Gann's only got 21 laps on his tires.
I'm not so much talking about the tires as I am the fuel.
Well, fuel. That's what I mean. It's not really the tires you got to worry about. 2 cars just hit pit road. Oh, the leader was one of them. Haynes is on pit road in the 17. Going to bring it to the attention of his crew. That's going to hand the lead over to Gary May. He's got 23 laps on his tires. There's 28 to go. I'd look for May to come in. But I think Gann keeps it out another lap after that, Nation.
Probably. I mean, that's what I would do.
One of these guys has been saving on some fuel, and I'll bet you. But I'm going to tell you right now, man, Michael Mueller is not far behind them in the 30. Or in the 51. He is not far behind them. He's not far behind the 30. Well, 10 car of Gary May's going to bring it to pit road right now with 28 to go. We're going to move back to the 30 of Justin Gann. He's going to remain on the racetrack, but he's less than a second ahead of the 51. And there's the 51 moving up behind him right now. So this battle's probably not going to last long, and it doesn't. The 51's going to move to the inside and take the lead over from the 30 car. So that's going to move the 30 back in second. But we know the 51's going to have to stop one more time, but the 30 is going to have to stop one more time as well. So they're running around right here for the lead. 27 to go. So they'll be about 26 to go. That'll make the 30 in better shape on fuel. And he's going to bring. He's on pit road now, Nation.
What happened to the Purdy 33 car?
He got a little bit of damage. He's sitting in the 10th spot right here. He's got the 21 of Brandon Freeze behind him.
Got top 10.
So nothing's happened to him so far. We got 26 laps to go, and fuel is going to play into this.
It's Indianapolis, so tires really don't come into play.
No, well, they do, because if you burn your tires up, you know, a guy with a little better tires is going to get around you. And
well, yeah, but it's mostly a flat track.
See the 33 of Terry Kahn on the bottom right here, and the 32 of Darren Clement is going to get a run on the top side and go around them. And I don't know that might be the 33 just pulling the reins in. I'm not going to stop again kind of thing. You know what I mean?
It could be.
He might be pulling the reins in, but looking at some of these guys up front, Cody Sleeper, Mike Franklin, the leader, Michael Mueller, these guys got 12 or 13 laps on their tires, Nation, already. So we know they're going to have to stop again, and, I mean, what do? You kind of just split the difference, don't you? Run her down to about 15 or 16 in pit.
I don't know, dude.
But then you got guys like the 30 that feller ain't going to come in again. He pitted and he ain't coming back in. But the question is, where did he come back out at? Looks like he's going to come back out in the 17th position as the 77 of Doug Neal's going by. So Gann's back there a ways, Nation. But he's probably not going to be stopping, but he's probably saving a little fuel too. So Mueller is the leader in the 51 car. With 24 to go, he's got about a 4.3 second lead over the 0-1 of Cody Sleeper. And we have 24 laps to go. He has 14 laps of fuel used up already. So I'm betting he comes in maybe with 20 to go. Nation, 18?
Probably 18.
That way you got money in the bank for some green-white checker action or something. Got a little
well,
fuel
you
in
got
reserve.
You have to have a little fuel to do the burnout.
Yeah. Didn't think about it that way, Nation, but you're right. A guy's got to have a little fuel to do his victory burnout. So
You got to have a victory show-off.
Well, he's got a 4-second lead, but he's still got 23 laps around a 2.5-mile track before he can be determined. Before we can crown him the victor.
You know what? That's a lot of laps in a 2.5 mile track.
It is. I mean, math it up, man. It's a lot of miles.
It's a long way to go.
Another 80 or 90 miles left in this bad boy nation. But 23 on the board. All right, I'll mute out and clear my throat right there, man.
I think what I would do is come in, there's 18 to go, and then you got the fuel for everything.
Well, yeah, you got the fuel to make the run. You got the tires to make the run, too, with 18 to go, really. And then you got enough tires to burn off for a burnout and enough fuel to do your burnout and 4 or 5 or 10, 20 donuts. And that just turned down a good celebration on win number 6 for him, wouldn't it?
Exactly.
You got to burn her down, don't you?
No.
So pit strategies, because we know they have to pit again. Well, that could come into play because we know the tires fall off, which makes the speeds fall off. So you got Cody Sleeper in the 0-1, for example. He's 4.7 seconds behind the 51 in second right here. And this guy could really just pull her down pit road any time now and, try to get a little bit of advantage and short pit the 51 a little bit, make up some room, Nation.
I would run that thing on fumes until you absolutely had to bring it in.
Yeah, if I'm the 0-1, I'd probably use a short pit strategy right here. You're 4.6 seconds back. So you really don't have nothing to lose. So you hit 20 to go, just bring her on down pit road and get you some tires and go back out there and run the crap out of it. You know what I mean? You're still 4 laps to the good right there, and every lap you're on the track after you pit that the 51 stays out, the more ground you're going to gain on them.
Yep.
So there's 20 to go, and the 0-1 still out on the track, and 82 still out there, 64 still out there, 13 still out there.
I'd wait till 18.
56 right there in the 6th spot. In the 33 of Terry Conn, he's up to the 7th spot right now, Nation. Then you got Cogswell, Jonathan Cogswell, and we do have a car that come on pit road because I see him coming off pit road now. So one of the drivers has, in fact, been on pit road.
Well, from here on out, they can pit now and have plenty of fuel.
I think it might have been the 32. Or the 21 even. He's pitted already. Yeah, Sleeper's still on the track. Franklin's on the track. Wells is on the track. McFadden's on the track. So we got 19 laps to go now, Nation.
Yeah, now is when I would bring it in.
That was close, 64 and 82. That's a battle for the 3rd spot.
What's Corey, 61?
Yeah. Where's Corey is the next question.
I have no idea.
Corey is back in 18th position, Nation. But I'll tell you what, Corey Cook just come off pit road too, so Corey has already made his final stop. So when do these... leaders on pit road now. And those guys didn't take advantage of it behind them and try to short pit them, man. I'd have tried short pitting them 2 or 3 laps there. Try to make up a little bit of that distance on a guy. So final pit stop for the leader. Michael Mueller in the 51. We're going to watch his stop right here.
I don't think that was a bad idea.
Going to bring her down the pit road. And you see the 2nd place driver is going to come in right behind him here. Doug Neal going off pit road in the 77. I believe the 82 of Mike Franklin's right behind him on pit road. He is, and Mueller's going to scream off of pit road. He's going to have a nice clean pit stop right here in the 51. Get her wound back up to speed. You got to go around those corners here, Nation.
Screaming demon.
Got to go around both of them, too. Can't come out on the track too early. And back out on the track we go. Looks like the 28 of Morass behind him here. Yeah, and Morass is one of the ones that short pitted them a little bit. He's going to come out. Look how much time he made up on, because we know how far back the 28 was, and he short pitted them, Nation. So look what that did for him. Now we see the leader, current leader, the 64, Jason Wells, coming on the pit road now. So Wells is on pit road in the 64. Then you got Tommy Haynes. He's got about 12 laps on his tires now. Tommy's one of the ones, Nation, we've seen stretch it out a bit on that last run.
I don't know if he's got enough to make it.
Well, I mean, he's at least got 12 laps of fuel in the bank, so we're talking about 16 to go, 15 and a half.
Dude, that's going to be tight.
But Mueller is Mueller scored in third, and he is I have to let it fade all the way out here. Got 12 seconds, 13 seconds behind the leader, Mueller. Moore's about 3 seconds back there. So 15 to go, 17 of Tommy Haynes is your leader. I just don't see him pitting, Nation.
Dude, I don't see how he's not going to.
I think he's going to try to stretch it out. Maybe it'll work out better for him. I don't know.
Run it on fumes.
Well, he's got 11 seconds, 11, 12 seconds to play with here, and I don't know, because at that kind of distance, man, you really got to push the car, and you got to stay in the car, and when you do on the straightaway, you're burning fuel.
I just don't know how he's going to do it all the way.
And if you try to like 3/4 throttle it or half throttle it going down the straightaway, I mean, you're not burning as much fuel, but you're damn sure scrubbing off a lot of speed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, somebody pushing him, that would be different.
And when you scrub off speed, then you start losing time to the guys behind you. And he's losing time as it is because Michael Mueller literally only has 4 laps on his tires. So this guy can still push it and has a lot more speed in the car.
Yeah, but he doesn't really need to.
I'll tell you what. How about we take a lap inside the cockpit with Michael Mueller, so you can see what it's like from the third place driver's car right now. Going through the short chute. I don't know what end of the track he's at, Nation. I think he might be coming out of 4.
Basically, it's a winter track.
All right, so we'll start at the start-finish line right here for a solid lap around the track. We are on the front straightaway going by the start-finish line now. You've probably seen the little flag guy way up in the stand. And this is turn 1. Right through turn 1, through the short chute, down to turn 2. He not running all the way down to the bottom here, about a lane up for the 51. And now you got that long back straightaway, Nation. That's a long black straightaway. All right, so turn 3 right here through the short chute. Down into turn 4. Man, he just kept the mat down. He kept the throttle down that time, Nation. Through 4, and he stays on the throttle all the way to the start-finish line. And There's a lap from the driver's view around Indianapolis Motor Speedway. You probably always wanted to see that, didn't you, Nation? And there was the battle for the lead, and it was over that quickly. Come and gone, just like that, Nation. So Michael Mueller in the 51 has reasserted himself at the top of the board and is your leader with 12 laps to go. Sitting P2 right now and probably going to have to pit one more time. It's going to be the 97 and Nathan Moore. And then in third place, we're going to find the 0-1 right here, Cody Sleeper. Cody pitted when the leader did, so he will not have to pit again in the 0-1 car. He's got a lap car right there he's dealing with. That's going to be the 99 of Jarrett Lipstrewer. That's going to be a short battle. And then we go back one more, and I'll tell you, a driver that made up a lot of ground, played a little strategy on that last stop, made up some ground, got himself up here in the top 4. That's the 28 of Andrew Morass, so good move for Morass. He does have about 11 laps on his tires. And Mike Franklin back here in the 82's got about 11, or, about 4 lap fresher tires in the 28. So the 82 is going to work on running that 28 car down for the 4th position, and after the 97 pits, it would be for the 3rd and podium position. So they're going to battle it out for the podium spot right here with 10 laps to go. A battle for 4th on the track that should turn out to be a battle for 3rd at the end of this thing, if the standings hold. And if there isn't another caution, right, Nation?
If.
So the 82's all over the bumper of the 28 right now. No breathing room as the 82 looks to the bottom, and he's going to find room, Nation.
He pulled the tape off that.
Where did he find it at? But he found it. He's down there on the bottom. He's fighting for the spot. And the 82 of Mike Franklin, not quite, says Andrew Morass in the 28, but now Franklin's going to clear him and take the position away. Boom. Just like that.
Confetti.
Yep, boom. Not yet. 9 laps, Nation. 9 laps. We'll get boom confetti. We'll get the boom confetti from Mr. 6 time in 9 laps if it holds out like this. That's
I'm not
6. You talk about dominance, man. I mean, you win 5 out of 7 races, and you're pushing to make it 6 out of 8. You know what I mean, Nation?
Yeah, I'm not betting against him.
That's pretty dominant. And I believe he had a top 3 on one of the other finishes, and probably a top 5 on the. No, he had one of them that. What did Daytona? He might have dropped back some on, or Iowa somewhere. He had some issues.
He's driving a Camaro, so I'm biased.
So now Moore has got about, actually the 97 went to pit road, so it's going to work out like I said. Your leader's going to be Michael Mueller in the 51. He's holding on to about a 6.5 second lead over this driver. That's the 0-1 of Cody Sleeper. So Sleeper's back there a little ways, and Sleeper is up, probably 2.5 seconds on this driver, the 82 of Mike Franklin. You can actually see, well, you can't. You can see Lipster up there, but I don't. Yeah, I see Cody Sleeper's car way up there. So that's what 2.5 seconds looks like at Indianapolis. And Mike Franklin, if he's going to get to the 2nd spot, has got a little bit of work to do. But right now he's in an interview spot in the top 3 podium. So 4th place on the track is going to be the 28 of Andrew Morass. Still a great recovery for Andrew. He found himself back as far as like the 14th or 15th position. And to be solidly up here in the top 5 with 7 laps to go, I'm going to say that's a pretty nice recovery, Nation.
That's like U2's 3rd album. You found yourself.
He found himself. Right on. 64. Right here, Jason Wells back in the top 5. So 64 car looking for a good finish at Indianapolis and a good points day. And that driver might find it with 7 to go. And one more back, another driver making a good recovery is the 30 of Justin Gann. Gann's got about...
That's like 18 miles, right?
Gann's got 19 laps on his fuel, Nation. Can he make it to the end? We're going to find out. But Gann's currently sitting in the 6th position. You got John Wimbish not too far behind him in the 56. Wimbish has about 12 laps on his fuel. So he's not going to have no problem getting to the end. That's going to be 7th until he catches, or if he catches the 30, and then it'll be a battle for the 6th spot. So back to 8th, we're going to find the number 13 of Cody Mcfadden. I was reading something. Wasn't nothing in the chat, though. Nothing a message on Discord that I had to look at, but I read that real quick. So we'll go back to 9th, and there's the 33 Carnation. The Cheerwine paint job.
You like that paint, don't you?
I love it, man. He's sitting back here in the ninth spot.
It's a good-looking paint.
So early, I think back with the 33 to caution number 1 here. We've only had 3 the whole race. And I think back to caution number 1 where he couldn't avoid the contact, and he made a little contact. And he recovered nicely. He's got the car in the top 10. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So he did what he did what was necessary to save the race and you know, salvage good points. So good job, Terry Kahn, on that one. And he's got company, though. The 27 of Jonathan Cogswell is there. He would kind of like to have that nice spot from Terry Kahn, but I don't think Kahn wants to give it up that easy with 5 to go. So I'm betting these guys race for it, Nation.
I think that's what they're supposed to do.
I bet they do. So then go back one more, and I seen a driver hit the wall. There's the 17 right there, Tommy Haynes, and it wasn't Tommy that hit the wall, but the guy behind him did. And it ain't the 96 of Lipster. It's a lap car back there. I'm not sure who it was, but I watched the feller bounce the wall. It was the 23, it looked like. I think it might have been the 23 that... It was slight contact because you don't see a lot of damage on his car. That's Keith Vaughn back in the 18th position right now. So Keith is a lap down. And meanwhile, we got 4 laps to go, so we might get through a few more drivers here. I think I stopped with Tommy Haynes, so we're going to go to the 96 of Cody Lipstrewer. Cody's currently scored in the 11th position. We got another lap to get this done, so we'll go back to the 97 of Nathan Moorer in 12th. The 18 of KC Duncan in 13th. And the 61 of Corey Cook right there in the 14th position. Gary May's 10 car is back in 15th. And Justin Gann had to hit pit road, Nation. The 30 of Justin Gann hit pit road. He's going to find himself back in 16th. The 99 of Jarrett Lipster is back in 17th right now. Keith Vaughn in the 23, 18th. Blair Patterson in the 91's back in 19th. Darren Clement, 32. Is actually in a side-by-side battle with Patterson for the 19th spot. Then the 77 of Doug Neal back here in 21st. And the final car on the track is going to be Brandon Freeze in the number 21, sitting in 22nd position. So with that, we got 2 to go, and we're going right back to the leader. That's the 51 of Michael Mueller. And we're going to spend the remainder of the race on the 51 car to take us to the finish of it, Nation. What do you think of that? He's working through some lap traffic, man. He had to get around it.
That would be embarrassing.
I mean, he had to get around that 21 of Freeze, and he had another lap car to get around right there. So Mueller's still working for it with 2 to go. I know what this guy wants. He wants to see that checkered flag.
Yeah, like right now.
He's working on it, man. He wants to see that checkered flag come out, and I can tell you right now, it's not going to take long. 2.5 miles, Nation. White flag is out. One more time around Indianapolis Motor Speedway. The Swift Motorsports Hyperdrive Cup Series live at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Michael Mueller in the 51, winning 5 races out of 7 on the season. This is going to make number 6 here today, Nation.
Pretty good day at the plate, batter.
Yeah, 8 starts this season, and it should be 6 wins when he crosses that start-finish line. Michael Mueller bringing it around the corner for the final time, it looks like. Now he's through the short chutes. Or is he not? No, this is it, Nation.
Short shoot.
This is it, man. He's on the long straightaway, and Michael Mueller is going to win at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And that's going to be win number 6 for that driver of the 51 car.
6 out of 8, right?
6 out of 8. That's right, Nation. So P2 is going to be this driver right here. That's a 0-1 of Cody Sleeper. And our final podium finisher is going to be that 82 car right there, Mike Franklin. You see Justin Gann going through there. Justin had to stop late for fuel and tires, and I don't know where he's going to recover to without looking through here, but I think it was back there a little bit. I think black in the 16th position for him. So
yeah,
Michael Mueller was the winner, and he's down in the waiting room, so we ain't going to make him wait no longer. Michael Mueller, Vern Bradley, and Nation in the broadcast booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yes, sir. How are we doing?
I'm counting number 6 right there.
Buddy, I can't believe this one. Holy crap.
Man, you had a rocket.
Man.
You had a rocket, but your teammate, Morass, in the 28, had a fast car early on.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that was his. I mean, unfortunate with that. He got stuck a lap down on pit road, repairing damage there. That was his race to win. I mean, called an amazing strategy to get us some track position there. I feel like that's all we needed. I feel like we had the best long run car out of everybody, so we had to play that to our advantage.
Well, you definitely went out and you shown that on the long runs and the green flag pit stops that come later in this race. And man, heck of a strategy to get up there, Michael, and just great job pulling away there at the end.
Yeah, that's nuts. Like I told you last week, I was like, I'm not too sure about that. We put the work in with this place. I mean, this has never really been our strong suit. So definitely shows that the practice we've put in really does pay off in the long run here.
Yeah, and I think we were just talking about that last week too. The practice can, you might not love a place entirely, or you love it and you're not that great there, or don't feel that great, and then you put the practice in and you execute on race time, and man, look where you found yourself.
Exactly. I mean, like I said, hats off to Morass. I mean, he literally coached me for the first however many laps he led to begin with. I think the first 20 that he led. I mean,
he had a rocket.
He was 4 seconds ahead of me, and I was struggling. He was coaching me as we went. So I think if he wouldn't have got that, had to go to the back there, this would have been a lot closer and a heck of a finish at the line.
Man, I'll tell you, you two seem to work together extremely well, and I'm going to go back to a restart. I believe it was after the second caution earlier in the race where you restarted third behind the 28. And you guys worked so well on that restart that you were able to put about a second gap back to third.
Yeah, I mean, we've been working together since I started since we started the service. I mean, easily going on 6-7 years of working together. I mean, it pays off, and I think he's on my team, and we can work together, and we work very well together. So we usually drive about the same, and the strategies work out perfect for both of us. So neither one of us get the worst end of the stick on that deal. So really do appreciate it. I mean, the work is just amazing.
Yeah, you guys do a great job, and he was able to recover nicely back there to the 4th spot. And for you, it worked out all the way to win number 6 on the season, Michael Mueller. And that part right there is amazing.
Yeah, that's I wouldn't have expected that with the going into the season. I mean, we did the preseason, and we did a small season, and in the off season there, and I got a couple wins, but this is crazy. I don't even know what to say. It's nuts.
Well, we are officially in the second half of the season. I know you got a couple of more races before the chase, and the monkey's on the back a little bit to keep the momentum up throughout the remainder of these, Michael Mueller. But I got confidence in you, buddy.
Oh yeah, I mean, I know, me and Morass definitely, especially me. We have definitely the bullseye on our backs right now because everybody knows how well we do work together. So we just got to keep putting practice in, working together, and not put ourselves in front of each other. And if we can work together, there the results are going to show.
Yeah, you executed well again here at Indianapolis, and just a really great race to watch, and definitely a broadcast I'm going to want to go back and rewatch.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. This is going to be I'm almost as shocked as last week, winning at Daytona for the first time, and then coming here and winning. I mean, that's crazy. Two big tracks.
So my next question to you is, what do you think of Darlington next week?
I like Darlington in the Gen 6, the older package we had. Big fan of it then. I haven't had bad finishes in this package, so again, it's going to take a little bit of work to go ahead and figure out. We all know the line's going to be the top in 3 and 4, and it's going to be about full throttle in 1 and 2. Just to find the balance of trying to save that right front, but not abuse the right rear at the same time, and just definitely keep it up front. Don't fall mid-pack or the back.
Well, you got a plan, man, and that's what it takes. So now I know that you're the master at executing when it comes to that, Michael Mueller, and I wish you the best of the luck going into Darlington, buddy. You have anyone you want to thank while we got you in the booth here?
Andrew Morass, I mean, great teammate. I mean, we work so well together. Lowline Racing, again, my teammate there. Everybody at Lowline do a heck of a job. We put the work in. M2 Speed Labs, you guys in the booth, y'all are amazing. Great broadcasts. You have to go back and rewatch every week. Justin, Don, Andy, everybody who puts the Cup Series together. Man, it's amazing. It's crazy. This season's nuts. I don't know what else to say.
Well, congratulations once again, Michael Mueller, and good luck to you the rest of the season, buddy.
Thank you so much, Vern.
You're welcome. That was the race winner, Michael Mueller. Good dude, Indy Nation.
Hey, sounds like a good dude.
Yep, we got a couple of more good dudes to get up in here. We're going to work on the P2 finisher. It might be the first time I've had this guy up in the booth, but we'll find out here real quick. If I can figure out how to move people.
Damn, Vern, you know this stuff.
Cody Sleeper, this is Vernon Nation up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy, buddy?
I got you, loud and clear.
Man, I'll tell you, the 0-1 car looked pretty racy here at Indianapolis.
Yeah, we had a good car tonight. Man, this track is tough because, you make a mistake on 1 turn or 2 turns. I mean, it just really knocks you down. So, but it was a good race. I mean, we had a couple cautions early in the race a little bit, but man, I'm very happy to keep it clean. Second place, that's a blessing. Came into this, I always say this before the races, but top 10, and hey, I'm happy.
Well, and now that you brought that up, I mean, we did see some drivers that was the car loose off the corners? Because I've seen some drivers lose it and go all the way down to the bottom.
Yeah, it was kind of weird because the first half of the run with the tires, it did feel a little bit loose, which I prefer a looser car, to be honest. But towards the end of the run, a little bit, it kind of acted like it wanted to rotate through the turns, but then it would just kind of slide up, understeer a little bit. But it wasn't too bad. With any race, you just kind of have to adapt and adjust to it.
Well, my next question for you is you finish about 6 seconds behind, and we know that Mueller has been on a rail this season.
Oh yeah.
So what's a driver do to focus on trying to make that gap up? And I mean, you've bridged a lot of gap, finishing in second to him here at Indy. But what do you do to try to bridge the rest of it?
Yeah, I mean, it really just comes down to hitting your marks every turn, especially on this track. Consistency is key, and just staying focused, because it's easy to get a little bit flustered if you make a mistake on one turn here, but you just kind of have to put your focus on and make up for it in the three other turns.
Well, and I mean, speaking of that, when you got a driver like that's that hot, it really, you have to not just come in on your A game, but you got to try to find a notch above it.
Yeah, and another big key too is no mistakes. And that's with pitting and everything like that. Giving people room when they need it. Just kind of feeling out other drivers. It's pretty big.
Well, you executed well, especially the second half of the race, and you stayed right with the same pit strategy, and you're able to pull out a solid top 2 finish here at Indy. Good points
Yeah,
night.
man. Yeah, absolutely, and thank you so much.
Well, you are welcome. Do you have anyone you want to thank, Cody, while we got you in the broadcast booth?
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely want to thank my teammates with Sidbox Motorsports, that being Doug Neal, Roy Fernandez, Nate Maurer. Great group of guys to race with and strategize with. I got to thank my girlfriend that is probably not watching this upstairs, but we'll get her there eventually, for letting me come down here on Thursday nights and race with y'all. So it's it's really a blessing. And then of course I got to thank Don and Justin for doing this. Awesome league, probably the best league I've been part of. It's always competitive. It's always fun. And lastly, I got to thank you, Vern.
Oh, thank you, man. I know that means a lot. We have to get the girlfriend watching. We got to talk her into it. It's really good racing, really competitive, and I don't think she would. I don't think she'd be too disappointed.
Yeah, we'll get her into it. We'll just take some baby steps, but eventually we'll get her watching. So, but yeah, I mean, you do a great job with the broadcast, and it's always nice looking back and watching from a different perspective, and with your commentary. So,
man, I appreciate that.
Appreciated.
That's what makes it all worth it, right there, Cody. And man, I wish you the best of luck at Darlington and the rest of the season.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough race. It's going to be fun. It's one of those tracks where you definitely have to bring your A game on that one too.
Well, you've shown speed at different tracks throughout the season, and Darlington, watching your driving style, I think Darlington just seems like one of the tracks that fit your driving style, Cody.
Well, we are definitely going to find out a week from now.
So best of luck to you there, buddy.
All right. Thank you so much, Vern.
Yep, you're welcome, and congrats once again on the second place here today.
Yep, thank you.
So that was Cody Sleeper, driver of the 01 Nation. Another good dude. Man, we're just interviewing a lot of good people tonight, ain't we?
We're not used to that.
Yep, we got one more to go. So we're going to interview the top 3, and we are going to interview the top 3, and the final one is in the waiting room, and we're going to pull him up here to the booth. Mike Franklin, you got Vernon Nation in the broadcast booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yep, I got a copy.
Oh, man, it's good to have you back in the booth here, Mike. You brought her home in the top 3 at Indianapolis, so good run for you.
A good points day for the Black Rifle Coffee Company Ford Mustang, especially after the last 2 weeks I've had there at Iowa on the last lap, and Daytona, getting involved in that first lap.
Yes.
Tangle up, so real good points day. I wish I could have got the win, but hey, I'll take what I get.
Man, a third at Indy, good points night, and it's almost as good as a win, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose after the last 2 weeks you could say that.
I know if I finish third at Indy, it feels like a win.
I just run so well here, and it's one of my favorite tracks, and so I get on this track. I expect to win every time I get on it. So that's just my expectations for myself.
The technical tracks like Indy are tracks that I look for the 82 to do well at, and being in the top 3 and on the podium, Mike, you definitely shown that you can you do well at the technical tracks. And Darlington is another one next week. How you feeling about that one?
When it comes to Darlington, if I can just stay off the wall.
Well, kind of Indy's kind of that way too.
Yeah, well, Indy, I know I come out of the corners one and 3 and go right up against the wall and
right in that short shoot.
but I don't ride the wall like you do at Darlington. So it's a little different, but it's one of those I'll just have to do my best, stay off the wall and just go at it and just get what I can get.
Yeah, you did well tonight, man, and it's I think what's that, couple top threes for you this season, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a couple top threes. I think a couple top 2 or 3 top fives.
Well, it's good enough to have you sitting 6th in points. You've had a couple of top 5 finishes, a couple top 3, 4 top 10s. You were sitting 6th in points before the 3rd, so man, I think you might have gained a spot there in points.
Yeah, just like I said, it's a definitely good points night, especially after Iowa and Daytona the last 2 weeks. They're just miserable races for me.
Yeah, they weren't good for you, man. I'd keep you always work towards the front of the field, and I noticed both those races that you had bad luck in them, and you made a nice recovery here. And I wish you the best of luck at Darlington, Mike, because I know Darlington can be a tough track.
Oh, definitely. I'm just, I'm glad to get out here with a good points day, clean car, no mistakes, battled when I needed to battle, and just raced a smart race and just come out with a clean car and a good race.
Well, there you go, man. And you have anyone you want to thank why we got you in the broadcast booth, Mike?
Yeah, I want to thank the fans out there for watching. For one, if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have a broadcast. And then you guys up there in the booth and our admins, all our admins here at Swift Motorsports and Justin Gann. We have a really good league here, really competitive guys. And that's all I got.
Well, Mike, congrats on that 3rd place run. You kept the car clean. Great finish here, good points finish. We got a couple of more races left before you go to the chase, and want to wish you the best of luck in those, buddy, and the chase when you get there.
All right, I appreciate it.
So, Mike Franklin, hopefully we catch you back in the booth next week, buddy.
Definitely going to try.
Have a good night.
You too.
So that was the driver of the 82 car, Mike Franklin, and that's the end of our interviews, Nation.
Are we done?
I get to start thanking people real quick. I want to thank Nation 01 for taking time out of his busy schedule and joining me in the booth tonight.
I hate that guy.
Yep, and I think we're going to work on the overlays a little bit. So we'll announce that.
Yeah. I've already started. So
we'll go ahead and announce that to the viewers on YouTube that we are going to change the overlays up a little and do a little prettiness for it and kind of tie the Swift Motorsports theme into it a little bit better. And that's I guess that's an appreciation to being over here on Thursday nights and doing that. So
I think so.
I want to thank Justin Gann for allowing us to be up here in the WFO booth, and Don Kidder, Andy Starcher, Gary Wells, anyone that has to do with adminning over here at Swift Motorsports. I want to thank every one of you, each and every one of you. We know from experience that it can be a tough and stressful job, but we don't do it for those guys. Definitely don't do it for the pay and all the glory, Nation.
For fame and the fortune.
The fame and the fortune. That's right. They do it because they love racing. And they love the league environment, and I can appreciate that because I feel the same way. So I do want to thank all them. And the website, if you tune into the broadcast and you're interested in a good league to come over and race, competitive racing, you'll find the website link in our YouTube stream. And with that, we're going to head to Darlington next Thursday night. That's going to be on 225 for 114 laps on race number 9. Of 10 regular season races before we start the 5-race chase. So, that's it for me. I'll see everybody in Darlington next week. What about you, Nation?
Let's get the heck out of here. What do you
All
say?
right, Nation's done. I think we're going to blow it, man. We're out of here. So have a great night, great weekend. Be safe, and we'll see you next week.